You're listening to Zoom the TBT with Charge and Hayner.
Hey guys, it's Zoom the TBT, and we have Raleigh 919 tonight. Joseph Garris, the GM, and Alex Johnson, the point guard. Gentlemen, how are you doing tonight?
Doing great. Doing great.
Very cool.
Doing
Okay,
well.
so
Doing well.
Joseph. Oh, I'm glad you're doing well. I mean, there might be a slight delay. You're calling from across the pond right now, obviously, out in Austria. So anyway, Joseph, how did this team come together?
Again, 7 years ago, we wanted to get into the TBT and wanted to put a team based out of Raleigh in the TBT, and initially wanted to get the guys that was just from Raleigh or had a connection with Raleigh. That's why I asked these two young men to come on, because Anton Gill is actually from Raleigh, played high school ball there. Then he went off to Louisville and then played at Nebraska. And then Alex played at NC State. So there's a connection there. So that's how the team came about.
Very cool. Very cool. And what's this 919 the area code? I should know this, actually. I should do some research.
Yes, sir. Who's the area code?
These are the things I should know, and I never do because I never do enough research, because I'm just not paying enough attention. So, Alex, have you played in TBT before?
First time.
First time. You're a TBT virgin. That's always fun to hear. What led you to want to play in the event?
I mean, Joseph's been, messaging me for the past 7 years trying to get in, and Riley's been, I call it my second home. That's where I met my wife. That's where, we played college, went to the Sweet 16. So when Joseph approached me, I was always on board just because Raleigh holds a special place in my heart. So I want to go to TBT and kind of, do Raleigh proud.
Yeah, and $1 million is just a thing. That's not even important.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, it's just a
the money's a it's an afterthought.
Afterthought. So Joseph, so they're to play to represent the state, represent North Carolina. It looks to me like you guys are going to be joining the ABA as an expansion team. Can you talk about how using the TBT as a platform to help this expansion team ABA, how it helps from a marketing or a team building standpoint?
If we come in and do well in the TBT, it's going to actually give us a different platform coming into the ABA. And so that's what definitely what we're hoping, that we go in and represent well and make a great showing. Definitely want to win. Definitely want to win.
Definitely want to win. And that's a pretty stacked region. And you're going to what region again?
Virginia region.
Okay. The Virginia region. Very, very, very cool. A lot of good squads there. Looking forward to seeing how that shakes out. So, Alex, I'm looking at this roster, and it looks like you got a lot of interesting switchable players. I see 3 point guards. So is there going to be too many cooks in the kitchen, or how's that going to work?
The great thing about, point guards is we're all interchangeable. We all don't have to be on the ball. So regardless of, what the coach wants, we're always adaptable to the environment that we're in. So
that's always, it's always fun to have a pretty guard, and TBT is a guard dominated event. Often the bigs get a little frustrated. It's like, I want a shot. And they're like, go get it. Like, get off the rim. You want a shot, get an offensive rebound, But it's always interesting because speed kills in TBT. Like the best teams are always guard led. So Joseph, when you're constructing this roster, Joseph, how did you recruit this roster? Like, what were you looking for when you're looking for guys to play for Raleigh 919?
Guys like Alex. He's a father. He's a husband. He's a man of God. So I know he's going to lead. He'll be able to lead this team the way he should without getting rattled, because of his experience. And that's what I'm looking for him to do, because he's going to be the oldest player on the team. So I'm definitely looking for him to lead and guide the younger guys.
He just called you old, Alex. You heard that, right?
I mean, I'm like fine wine, baby.
A fine wine, he says. How old are you, Alex?
Baby.
How old are you, Alex?
37.
Oh, you're not that old. Yeah, that's a perfectly fine age. And where are you playing now, Alex? Where are you playing in Europe?
I'm in Austria, Vienna.
What's that like as a league?
I'm actually not in the league. I'm just here for we're actually training for the World Cup qualifier. We're actually so we've been here for about 5 days and now we're heading to Azerbaijan, Baku
I'm
for
glad
the
you
World
can
Cup.
pronounce that. I have a friend from there, and can you pronounce that again for me? I have a hard time with this.
Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan. I know a guy. I played volleyball with a guy from Azerbaijan, and I can never. I'm just like it's just a hard thing for me to pronounce. I have a screwed up mouth. I can't do it.
Yeah.
So how
So
long is the flight from Austria to Azerbaijan?
4 hours.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. So we'll get ready for the World Cup qualifier.
That's a 3x3, right? That's a 3x3.
Yeah, 3x3.
Now, how different is playing 3x3 than 5-on-5 full court?
Then five. Well, the 3x3 game is super fast, super physical. It's half court, first to 21, ones and twos, 12-second shot clock. I feel as though after playing 3x3, 5-on-5 becomes so much easier just because the game's a lot slower. The game slows down a lot. So
Really?
yeah, I honestly advise all 5-on-5 players to kind of dabble in it, especially if you're trying to get into shape for your seasons.
Interesting. Oh, also, I think I found the ball is fantastic because it's a seven side or seven weight, but it's a six side. So it helps your shot a little because it's an extra inch smaller.
Yeah, they're trying to get more swishes in there.
I had I have a 3x3 ball I bought for jumping practice and I palm it. So I have very small hands, right? Because I'm a tall
Hmm.
guy, but I have the hands of a 5-year-old, female, right? And it's funny because when I'm playing with the 3x3 ball, I'm like, man, I'm a good shooter. I'm like, oh yeah, it's because it's a six size diameter. It's a
Yeah.
28.5, not a 29.5. Completely different concept. Okay, Joseph, you
Oh,
talk about the 5-on-5 being slower than 3x3, which having watched Ice Cube's whatever that crap league is he does, big whatever. I can't say I see it as being faster. So how do you want this team to play? How do you want the Raleigh 919 to play? Like, what do you want them to represent on the court?
A lot of energy. Like to pick up the ball full court on defense. I also want to play fast and um, move the ball and make sure we're taking the best shots available. Communicating on defense. I think I got a group of guys who are. I think we have some big guards and 2 6'8s, and we just signed a 6'11. So we definitely want to come in and play fast and do all the right things that'll help us win this tournament.
Gotcha, gotcha. Yes.
hmm.
It's while guards do run this event, having qualified size is helpful. And I see you got 6'8", 6'8". You signed a 6'11" guy. Who's that?
Scott Seal,
Okay. Where's he play now?
I forgot where he was playing, but he's here in Raleigh,
Okay.
working. So, but
And
so
how many of these players are going to hopefully play for the ABA team? I know that the TBT is
I
different.
I don't have any idea. Right now, our main focus is the TBT and making sure these guys have a great experience. We got into the tournament, took cost us 15,000. Then we want to make sure they housed and 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 have traveling, and they don't have to do anything but come ready to play.
So you mentioned that too. The 15K is obviously a big stepping stone for this year's entry fee, which is last year's the first time they charged it 10, now it's 15, which is this is high. How's your fundraising going? Are you able to find sponsors to help with housing, that sort of thing?
Yes, we're working on that as we speak, and we're pretty sure we have all the necessary funds to do what we need to do.
Okay. And you always rob a bank if you don't. I heard Alex is fast, so maybe you can run real quick.
Hmm.
Okay, so Alex, it says you never played in TBT, and you're a TBT virgin, so welcome to the party. What when I say the word TBT, what's that mean to you? I'm just curious. As you're a first time participant, what's that mean to you?
The basketball tournament. I mean, I've watched it. I've seen several of my teammates playing it. Several of guys that I've played overseas playing it. So, I mean, I for me, it's just another tournament in terms of going out there and proving your worth. And I trust Joseph and the team that he's put together, and I trust that I'm actually honored that he's given me the keys to kind of lead. So I wear that like a badge of honor, and I'm up for the challenge.
Okay, that's a great answer. Okay, are you familiar with the Elam ending?
Yep.
Okay, so
I
you got
played in the CBL, so it's a Canadian league, and it has the Elam ending.
okay. You guys are up 7, and you have a foul to give, and it's under the 4-minute mark, and the opponent has the ball. What do you do?
Up 7.
They're up 7.
Uh,
They have the rock. It's at 3:59, which means you're under the media timeout. What do you do?
what are we going to? What's the target score?
So you're up 77-70. So target score would be 84 if it stops there. Do you
Okay.
foul? Do you let it play out, or you try to run the lead up?
My thing is always finish. You don't take your foot off the gas pedal until it says 0-0 or you at that target score.
So you don't foul. You play it out, especially if you're up. You figure, why not extend the lead, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If we up, we don't need a foul.
I always wonder about that because teams always have different strategies for that. Like if you're up, like it depends on I think how much you're up too. Like and also how high you are. Like if a team is like, let's say a team's up 20,
Mm-hmm.
somebody, because you just want to get it over with. Whereas if you're up
For
5,
the
you're on a run. Like let's say you're on a 6-0 run, you're up 5. Why stop the momentum? Like let's
exactly.
keep it moving. So it's really a feel
Mhm.
thing. Now since you'll be on the court, since you're the point guard, so that'll be your call. So it's something you have to really think about, right?
Absolutely. I totally understand what you mean. I think it's like it's a game by game thing, just how the flow is going. Because
Joe,
I do believe in like just the energy that the basketball gods have in terms of like playing the right way and you know
the basketball guy.
not trying to shortcut it and be like, oh yeah, we can get through it this way.
The basketball gods are all important. They're worthy. They're worthy of our respect and fear. Absolutely. I mean, I don't know how the Mavericks got the top pick after trading Luka. Obviously, the basketball gods were asleep that day, but it is what it is. So, Joseph, obviously, you've got this roster figured out and everything. What are you trying to add? I guess you got 7 now. You probably need 9 to 10. Who else are you looking at? What roles are you trying to fill for this roster?
We actually have 9. They just haven't updated the site yet. So I'm thinking 9 is sufficient, but
Mm.
we can add one more.
It's always
I
nice to
think
have a little bit.
Go ahead.
It's always nice to have an extra guy. Go ahead. You say 9, but you might want to add one more.
Yeah, we may add one more. Depends on who it is, but I think 9 is sufficient with the type of guys we have. We have some good athletes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's always tough because like the rosters. I mean, has anybody got summer league invites or anything like that on the team, or potential summer
Uh,
league invites?
no.
Okay, because summer league invites tend to mess with things too. So I remember last year, like Everline Drive added a guy. He flew like a red eye from Vegas to Indianapolis to play their second or third game because he had to play. He had to finish his Utah run and then get there or something. So it's always an interesting thing to see. I remember also one year I was watching the Brown Ballers beat Dayton, and their best player had to get a plane to play in the Canadian League. So they beat the 1 seed by 15 or something, and then their best player had to get on a plane. And the next game wasn't as kind of. So it always was a bit of a roster turn. So it's helpful to have some depth. Okay, so Alex, you guys aren't an alumni team, and alumni teams have a built-in fan base. So you guys are gonna have to fight for the neutrals. You're playing in Virginia. There's some strong alumni teams going there. What is a neutral gonna see in Raleigh 919 that's gonna make them want to root for you? How is the crowd gonna go from this to this like you're in the Roman Coliseum? Like, why will they fall in love with Raleigh 919?
I mean, just from what Joseph said, just hard-nosed basketball, kind of fast-paced, picking up people, turning them over. And then who doesn't love the story of an underdog, you know?
Definitely. I mean, it's always fun.
We just finished watching OKC in Denver. I mean, there's probably a ton of Denver fans that thought it was over, and OKC kind of showed their maturity, and they're on to the conference finals.
Yeah, as a Memphis fan who saw Lou Dort take Ja out of the sky, frankly, I have nothing to do with OKC. I'm really hoping Ant puts them in a bag.
Hmm.
Can't, I can't deal with it. I'm ready for that to be over. I mean,
It's it's it's
but I
tough,
mean,
man, when you got
what's up?
Shea, man. It's tough when you got Shea.
Yeah, he's the king of Canada,
Mhm.
right? He's one of your guys because you're a Team Canada
Yeah.
guy, right? Who
Yeah.
is it? Who is the greatest Canadian basketball player of all time since you're from Canada? Is it him?
Uh, I mean, this is kind of going back, but maybe Philip Dixon.
Okay.
He was he was from Toronto. He played at Utah
Hmm.
and supposed to be in the league, but ended up having knee surgery, kind of ended his career early. And
Got it.
then another probably great from Canada was probably Denham Brown.
Hmm.
Played at UConn. Didn't get his shot as we thought he would in the league. So Shea is probably the up and up right now. If he wins
Yeah,
this MVP, it'd probably put the icing on the cake.
probably. My favorite Canadian player, being a Memphis guy, was always Dylan Brooks. I'm always like, Canadians are nice. How do you explain Dylan Brooks? I have no
Hmm.
idea how he turned out to be crazy. And he's from your area. He's from Toronto, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
living in his villain role, but yeah.
What is the basketball scene like in Toronto? Because I know like I've been to Montreal, I've been to Quebec, I've never been to Toronto. What's the hoops vibe in Toronto actually? Growing up there.
I think it's definitely gotten better. It really took off during Vince Carter's era when Vince Carter had his run with the Toronto Raptors. He kind of made basketball cool, and it's pretty much I would say one of the toughest areas to play. We have like different pro-ams, like Nike pro-ams, kind of like the Drew League. We have it every summer. It's always competitive. Different NBA guys are coming to play in it. The CBL is definitely, I think they're in their seventh year now, so some good basketball here. And a lot of the NBA G League guys, a lot of pro guys playing in that league.
Now you went to NC State. Are you excited about getting Will Wade as the coach now?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's always nice to get some fresh blood in there. So I'm hoping he can turn the program around and you know get us to where we need to be.
Now, people who watch the show, the dozens of listeners we have know I'm a lifelong Memphis Tigers fan. It's actually a Memphis thing right over there. So PJ
Hmm.
is coming down. His decision will either be to come back to Memphis or to go to NC State or the NBA. That's the three options. So we'll see which one of us is happy. Or if we're being realistic and being men about it, hopefully he gets paid in the NBA. That's what you really want to see people get is the most money, obviously. So I'd like them to go back to Memphis, but I like them also just to get that paper because the money is the reason, obviously.
Hmm.
So Joseph, I think it's interesting about this, and since you're having a professional team, you're starting up the Raleigh 919 Legends in the ABA. Scouting for TBT is a bit of a nightmare. These are teams that are thrown together of alumni bases. These are teams that are thrown together for this event. So how is the scouting going to work when you have a new team? Do you have first of all, do you have TBT experience on the roster?
Eric Adams.
Okay.
No, I'll take that back. Evan Taylor played it.
Hmm.
Evan Taylor. And
Hmm.
Dube Okakin,
Okay.
he played it.
Okay.
And Evan Taylor, Dube, and Antoine Gill played together at Nebraska.
Okay, okay, got it. Because the thing about the teams that again, I agree with Alex. Everybody loves an underdog, but since you guys aren't a named team, you know that the seed you get is going to be directly proportional to how much TV revenue you can bring in. So they're going to throw you to the wolves. You understand that concept, right?
Uh, I understand, yes, sir.
Okay, and you're not at all worried, I assume, because you just line them up, knock them
No,
down, right?
I think put together an outstanding team that's going to come in and compete.
Alex, scared
And
money,
I and,
big
and,
money, right?
and and I think I have the best Canadian.
The best guy. There we
Hmm.
go. There we go. I think he's talking to you about you, Alex, again. Okay, Alex, we're going to leave with this. It's been a great conversation. Make the pitch. Why should people support 911? One more time, just make the pitch. Why is TBT important and why do the fans need to care about your team?
And Rileywood says it the best. 919. We're coming to bring that energy. Um, we've got a group of guys that are going to be led by, you know, just integrity, charisma, just excitement. I mean, it's something that we don't even have to brag about. You just gonna see. We're just gonna show you.
And you'll have the chance to show them very soon. This is going to start very, very soon in a couple months. Alec Johnson, Joseph Garris, Raleigh 919 Legends. Thanks for coming on the show tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed listening to Zoom the TBT with Charge and Hayner. Subscribe to YouTube, follow on Twitter, and give us your money.